Have you ever had a moment where you did something completely right, completely polite, or completely expected, but deep down, your whole body was screaming to do the exact opposite? Welcome back to Before You Sleep podcast, and this is an episode 4. I'm your host, and today we are diving into a really fascinating, slightly heavy, but incredibly relatable question. It derives from a philosophical thought. Is our true nature ultimately a betrayal of our actions and our mind? Or, to put it another way, when we act against our raw, unfiltered instincts, are we betraying who we really are? Take a deep breath. Let's get into it. Think about your typical week. Maybe your teacher or a friend says something that really gets under your skin. Your immediate raw impulse, your nature, in that split second, might be to snap back, to yell, or to just walk away. But your mind quickly calculates the situation. You think about the consequences, you value the relationship, or you just want to keep the peace. So, what do? You smile, you nod, you say, "It's okay." But later that night, you're lying in bed staring at the ceiling, and you feel conflicted. You feel like a fake. You ask yourself, why didn't I just say how I really felt? Why did my actions completely contradict my inner nature? This is the core of our question today. We often view our true nature as this wild, unedited version of ourselves. We think it's the unfiltered anger, the intense sadness, the laziness that makes us want to sleep all day, or the impulsive desires we hide from the world. When our conscious mind steps in and says, "No, we have to study," or "No, we have to be kind," it can feel like a betrayal. It feels like our actions are turning their back on our true self. But is it really a betrayal? Let's look at it from another angle. What if we have the definition of true nature completely wrong? We have this tendency to romanticize our instincts. We think that whatever pops into our head first is our most authentic self, but humans are beautifully complex. Yes, you have a primitive, instinctive side that wants comfort, gets defensive, or acts on impulse, but you also have a higher mind. You have empathy, you have long-term goals, you have love for other people. Isn't that conscious mind also part of your true nature? When you choose to be patient even when you're annoyed, you aren't betraying your true nature. You are actively choosing which part of your nature gets to take the wheel. Your conscious mind isn't the enemy of your instincts, it's the compass. Let's talk about the word betrayal. Betrayal implies that someone is getting hurt, that a promise was broken. When you act out of kindness instead of anger, or when you choose discipline over laziness, your raw impulses might feel betrayed. They might throw a little temper tantrum in your brain, but your actions and your conscious mind are actually protecting you. They are building the person you want to be, rather than just settling for the person you are on autopilot. There is a famous quote that says, "We are what we repeatedly do." If you constantly act with kindness, even when your inner nature feels grumpy, you eventually become a kinder person. The friction between how you feel and how you act isn't a betrayal, it's a negotiation. It's growth. Now, I'm not saying you should repress your feelings. If you are always putting on a mask, if you never let yourself feel your anger, your sadness, or your weirdness, that can turn into a toxic kind of self-betrayal. You have to acknowledge those feelings. You have to say, wow, my instinct right now is to be really petty. Acknowledge it, validate it. Just don't let it drive the car if it doesn't know where you want to go. So, to answer the question, is our true nature ultimately a betrayal of our actions and our mind? No, I don't think it is. I think they are dance partners. Sometimes they step on each other's toes. Sometimes one wants to lead when the other should be leading. But the tension between what you feel deep down and what you consciously choose to do is exactly what makes you human. Don't beat yourself up for having messy instincts, and don't call yourself a fake for acting better than you feel. You are a work in progress, and the effort you put in to align your actions with your values, that is the most authentic thing about you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Before You Sleep today. If this episode made you think, take a moment to reflect on a time you chose your values over your impulses. Be proud of that. Take care of your mind, be kind to your nature, and I'll catch you in the next episode